Well, hello everybody, I'm LA Little and this is today's short take. Counter trend trading. It's a hard but very profitable thing to do if you're any good at timing. And what I'm talking about, for example, here is on the gold miners. The gold miners have traded from $21 all the way down to 14. That's a 33% loss in this particular case. We're talking about 2.5 months. That's a pretty good stretch. Pretty good stretch on a major ETF, and then it blows off at the end, right? A lot of volume. When you get something like this, right, more than likely you're going to see some sort of bounce, and especially if you can get some sort of a timing. In this case, you go under, back over after an extended move. That's a 2-bar reversal. This thing's going to try to flip around and go back. Where's it going to go? Well, it's certainly going to come back here to test this area. But then after that, on this chart, you really don't have much more to go on. If you just take that bounce, right, this big bars wide price spread, 1477 is the number. You know, that's a decent bounce back up. If you trade, the derivatives, you could get more. But if you look on the weekly, you can actually get even more than that. And that is that here, the retest regenerate is way back up here at these swing point lows that were broken. That's where the sellers are going to show up. That's up around 16. So on this particular stock or this ETF, you could get a 10.5%, maybe even 12% move back up off this blow off bottom. If that's the case, that type of timing, counter trend, in other words, you're going against the trend again, and you're going against it here too, right? That can be profitable, just like you saw here, bounce up, test, bounce up. You could get the same sort of action here, right? That would be a good trade. That is today's short take.